Hi guys, welcome back to Be Adventures. We've got an interesting one today. We're going to do a how-to video. Basically, how to dye or re-dye a pair of jeans, or any garment for that matter. So, I've got a lovely example. You can see some of my favorite jeans. See how they're getting a bit faded, especially on the seat there, especially on the front. Maybe the leg, let's take a look. You can see how the leg's getting a bit white. Yeah? Now these aren't too bad. These actually look pretty good, yeah? But you may be wanting to dye, you know, like white jeans a totally different color. Or like me, your favorite pair of jeans, you've broken them in, you've stretched them out, they're really comfortable. So, you know what I mean, when they're just really comfy and you just love them. But I wanted to do something just to bring some life back. So that's what we're going to do today and focus on. Another thing, just as another example, I mentioned other garments as well. I got a really funny one for you. There's something called ACU camouflage, or US Army camouflage. Take a look. I love that one. Anyway, just a bit of fun. So the point is, I have a really cool US Army style backpack. It's in ACU camouflage. And I got a bit sick of the ACU colors. So the pattern, the digital camouflage pattern is excellent. I must stress that point. But the color scheme, not so good, kind of sucked. So I went ahead and I dyed my ACU backpack. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a close-up. So you can still see a bit of that ACU grey, that greyness, but you can see I dyed it green. Now it was actually a dark green dye, but after you wash it, it comes up a lighter shade. But still, you know, a bit more useful, a bit nicer. And you know, in green terrain, if I care for the camouflage, it works a little bit nicer. So just to demonstrate something that you could do with dyes, you know, not just for jeans. Now, it is most effective on cottons or natural fabrics. Dyes don't tend to work well on nylons and polyesters, synthetic fabrics. That's also a good tip. So when we go through this, try to wear dark or old clothing and or synthetic clothing, because the dye typically won't stain synthetic clothing. Or just wear black or very dark clothing so you're not at risk of damaging your clothes. Okay, let's get started. Choose your dye. I chose RIT. I got this for about $9 Australian from a fabric store. When you open your packet, the instructions should be inside. This is obviously inside the cardboard packaging. I'm going to go for the bucket or sink method. Basically, you mix this dye with boiling hot or hot water. Tap hot is good enough. I've done this before. And then you add 1 cup of salt, which helps with the dyeing process. Now I've got a large bowl. I already put all my salt from the measuring cup in there, 1 cup. And I've been pouring boiling hot water in. This is just to make it easier to dissolve the salt and also the initial ink. Plug up your sink and get ready. The instructions say 4 gallons of water, whatever is enough to cover your garment. will do. Make sure you've got rubber gloves, thick rubber gloves so you don't stain yourself, and probably a good idea to wear an apron if possible. Now, because I want to dye mainly the outside appearance, I'm going to dye it this way. Meaning on the outside, I will not turn the garment inside out. And as you can see, I'm just going to lay it in there. Now the instructions say you can soak it for about 30 minutes, but you can leave it in there as long as you like for the desired effect. I try to leave it in there until the water becomes cold. So right now it's warm, nice and warm. And it's actually important to agitate it, like I'm doing right now. See how I'm agitating it? That way it runs through the garment. See, I'm opening it up, letting the ink go right in, letting it drain through the legs. You could just leave it in a bucket if you didn't want to go this far. Just let it sit in a bucket, that'll work too. But this way you get a nice even coating. So I'm just letting that ink run right through the legs. Okay, I think I've drowned her enough. Let's go take a break, class. It's now been 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. Now the instructions say to rinse with warm water and detergent. But I'm just going to agitate it some more just to see how it's turned out. That was the first rinse. It may take several to get the excess off, because the fabric is already dyed now. This is dyed. That's not a problem. It's already dyed. We're just trying to get off any of that excess ink or dye, so that way it doesn't drip everywhere and run off everywhere and stain yourself or your clothing, other clothing or your skin, you know. Alright guys, here's a finished product, freshly ironed and dry. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. You can see where it used to be white, it's got that really nice ink look. I know on camera it still looks a bit lighter in shade, but you can tell it's just a lighter shade of blue. So it's got that really nice ink wash or blue wash type look to it. And I'll just turn her over. So you can see the seats as well, same thing. So it looks fantastic, huh? Looks really nice. I'll show you the legs. Yeah, so it's exactly what I wanted. It's got a nice new fresh look. Brought plenty of life back. Nice fresh look. And very modern too. Still very modern, and yeah, keep wearing my comfortable favorite jeans. Thanks for watching, guys.